Yes, I am Andrew Ledford, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of my websites that I'm starting to develop. It started off as this right here. So, Orange County Dog Walker. I've had it for sale for a couple of years, but nobody's wanted to buy it, so I decided I would start to develop it. And this is what it looks like right now. I actually have it in maintenance mode, so you won't be able to see it, but this is what it's looked like for probably a couple of years. About a year ago, I started thinking about redesigning it and making it into a directory, and that is what I am now doing. Uh, we can take a look at the first step was to put it in maintenance mode, which all these things take a little time and effort. To this one, and this is what it looks like right now. If you go to at least today, by the time you watch this it may be different, but this is my page that I'm using for the maintenance mode, and it still has some content on here. It ranks fairly well in Google search, so I'm keeping some of the same content. If you want a listing on here, you are in Orange County, California, you are a dog walker or sitter, you can go to my LinkedIn profile here on this page and connect with me, and that way when it is up and running, the new site, I will get a link to you so that you can become a member. Now let's go back to the coming soon or maintenance mode page, because this is the first step I did, and I started this last night. What you're going to want to do is configure your content first. So here we have some default themes you can use, and they also have some paid themes. But what I did is I went up to content, I put the heading in here, and then the message. I changed a little bit of this text from the first website, but I took the first paragraph or so. Then I came down here to where it says graphic background, and instead of default media, I clicked custom image. I had an image that I had made for the website, so I uploaded that. And then down here you go a little further, you can have background overlays, and I increased the opacity so that you could see the text better, and then save changes. But it was white text and I didn't like that on the background, so I came over here. The next button over is customize, and you can change the color of the fonts, the text in your document, and also the footer background. I may change that later. And then heading fonts and content fonts and all of this, and that I may change as well. But right now I'm not worried about it. It's good enough. And then once you do all of that, you want to come, it depends. If you're building a new site, it will automatically go into the coming soon and landing page, and you can just use that. However, I wanted it in maintenance mode, and you need to first enable it and then come down here to maintenance mode. And if you disable it and enable it again, you'll have to come in and do this again. So that was step one. Now step two was to start installing the plugins that I'm using. And let me just go into here. So the first plugin I installed was the GeoDirectory. I use this quite a bit. In fact, I use it exclusively on my directory sites now. I've been doing directory sites from way back in the early 90s. They were at least mine were much more successful back then. I think I had the second most popular pet directory in Orange County at that time, all the way up till Google Maps, basically. And I knew managers for a lot of the veterinarian offices at the time, so I knew that I sent all combined millions of dollars of business to different pet industries or pet businesses in Orange County during those years. So here I put in GeoDirectories. I do have the professional, the paid version, so I also wanted to have all these other add-ons so that we can, advanced search filters. I thought that was important. Custom post types, that's really important for this type of a website. The directory site, location manager is kind of important. And then until I get a little more serious with this site, I have Jetpack for my analytics, which isn't the best, but that's what I'm using. There's actually a lighter version of analytics that I might put on here that for the time being would probably be better. I'm using the Cadence theme because I feel like it is probably one of the best for accessibility and ease of use. I just like it, and I've used it for years, so I'm familiar with it. And again, I have the professional version. I don't know if I'll need it for this site, but I have it there in case I do. And then I have S2 membership is what I'm using for the membership plugin on this one. I've used other membership plugins, but I have the paid version of this, and it will allow me to restrict access to the site, to the pages where you sign up to become a member, but you won't have to pay for it. And this is, again, it's going to be a free directory, basically to just help out the other pet businesses in Orange County, pet sitters and dog walkers. So right now it's free, and I don't plan on charging. That could be in the future, but right now I'm not planning on it. I have the starter template. That is what we were looking at over here. I think this is from Cadence, either Cadence or Divi, and I adapted it to Cadence, but one of those. So there's another post on building that site out and testing it with both Divi and Cadence, I believe, on my myontheroad.net site. I have events calendar on here activated as well because I do think that I will probably be doing events with people in the pet industry in Orange County. And then some other ones that just make it useful for managing the site. And I think one other one I want to mention is I have, this one I think is good for a lot of sites, is WP Accessibility. I've been using that for years. I think it can really help with a lot of simple issues. And we will be testing this site once it is done and running to see how well it ranks for speed, SEO, accessibility, best practices. Okay, and I think that is going to do it for this little tutorial or introduction, I should say. That probably the next thing I'm going to do is configure my S2 membership and S2 Membership Pro and S2 Member Pro site, and we'll be coming back to do that. Okay, as always, I'm wishing you the very best in life. Have a wonderful day. Bye.